brand new right off of the making station. All right, guys, I know I've been saying it in my lives a lot that I'm going to start sharing some of my soap creations, and here is the newest one. I got a bunch of new micas from Mad Micas to use and experiment with, and I am not disappointed. They are so bright, so vibrant, and they're skin safe, and I even got some of their biodegradable glitter to go on top just to add a little something to it. But it smells just like Skittles, and it's not any certain scent. It's just a bunch of different essential oils and fragrance oils that represent a lot of the different flavors that you would find in a bag of Skittles. But I can't wait to cut it and show you guys what the inside looks like because I used kind of a different pour method. For the record, that is not Iris's mom, and Mo is being very tolerant. Mo says, I'm yet to have my babies, back off. Iris is gonna wait for her to turn her back. I bet she goes right back to it. No? No? Iris, what? What are you doing? Today's those three's first day being away from mom for just a few hours. Like I said, we usually only do like a 6-hour separation. The first day that we separate, I'm actually getting ready to go down and send in my sanction forms for the show that my sister-in-law and I are going to be hosting. My sister-in-law has a YouTube channel, the Willful Goat Farm and Home, but I'm getting ready to go put this sanction form in the mail so that we can make sure that we're all set. We are official to be an ADGA sanctioned show, sending off the all-important check to them so that they can make sure that we have all the things that we need on show day, which is like an ROA or a record of award and all the rosettes and all the things that we need in order to hold an official show. But today I do have Sayuri, and I put tiramisu back onto the field so they can kind of start figuring out their hierarchy. It's really nice warm weather this week, so I really feel like I need to take advantage of that. So I just put their 3 bucklings in together. They can have a play date all day. I will give them about 5 to 6 hours before I go and offer a bottle, and then I'll pull moms in off the field, milk them out, which is going to help tiramisu. Probably not me because she's a first-time freshener. I feel like she's going to really aggravate me on the stand this afternoon. But because she has a single buckling, it's more important to keep her even because there's not 2 on both sides. There's not multiples to keep both halves of her udder milked down and empty, and that we kind of prevent any lopsiding that could happen. This is also good for her to get used to being on the stand, and it gives me a little bit of a chance to start observing how her udder matures. So you guys know I do sanitary clips prior to kidding because I want to see how the udder develops leading up to birth, but the same thing still happens to an udder after the kids are born. There's often a lot of like edema and swelling from birth and from kids, you know, bumping and sometimes being aggressive nursers. I've had my fair share of aggressive nursers this year. Has almost made me want to just do completely bottle raising because my dams are just suffering because they're not telling their kids to lay off of me and they're damaging the teats. But there's also a lot of development that happens with the udder from the day that they freshen all the way to 2 and 3 months out. There's just so much change that happens in an udder. It's actually quite fascinating. But the sooner I get them up onto the stand, the sooner they get trained, and the more I get to keep an eye on what their norms are, udder care and udder health, which is important in dairy goats. And that's just what we have on the docket on this beautiful March day. So these guys just had their first bit of bottle training. And this bottle was pretty much full past the 16, so you guys can see they drank around 6 ounces, so that's about 2 ounces each. They've only been separated from moms for about 2 hours right now. And I'm just ecstatic. I think I'm missing the train because sometimes like I get overwhelmed and my schedule gets crazy. I find they're so much easier at this age. They get a little bit hungry and you kind of just suggest it, or they're like nibbling around on things. If I can get them to kind of nibble around onto the bottle and not me force it into their mouth, then it seems like they just take it like a dream. But these guys have been doing so good. So I've settled on a name for everybody except for this guy. This guy is out of tiramisu. So I need kind of like a studly, manly dessert name. But the other two are out of Sayuri, and hers is Japanese. It means, can't. This one is just like looking so hard at the camera. You're just looking at it so hard. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by baby goats. But the Sayuri line is because it means small water lily or small lily. So these guys, I'm going to make them big, strong trees. So this guy right here that wants to make total like weird eye contact with the camera right now and is in a little bit of a milk coma. This is Oakley. And then this handsome man right here, this is Elmer. So they're named after the oak and the elm trees. So we have Oakley and Elmer, and I am kind of smitten with Elmer because Elmer kind of doesn't really, he's got like that personality. He's like, I don't want you. But then when you start loving him, he's like, I really do. I just want to be chased. He wants to be pursued. Like most men and women do. They want to be pursued. So we've got Elmer, Oakley, and then unnamed. So what's going to happen in here is these guys with their mothers are going to move into the big pen. Iris, Hawthorne, and Bergara, which are Pinky and Rosie's kids, are going to start doing overnight separations because I really need to get my second milk test in for the year. Like I'm past the 45 days, which can kind of throw off information. It is what it is. But that way I can, because I really want to focus on getting Rosie a milk star this year. She's always such a good producer. The last couple of years she had once where she got a little bit sick. And then she had another where her buck kid was very rough on her teats. And like it just dropped her milk production to the point where I couldn't really bring it back up. So I'm going to be moving these three bucks and their mothers back here into this big area. Pinky and Rosie will now be in the big pen with everybody else. Iris, Hawthorne, and Bergara will be in with my older kids that are like 9 weeks old. They just hit the 3-week mark, but they'll be in with those kids overnight. They've had bottle training. I mean, Bergara and Hawthorne are pretty good when they're hungry. And Iris, sometimes when she's hungry, she will like let me know that she's hungry and she'll do a good job, but I have to fight her. And oh my God, the spawn of Satan have returned to the barn. What is this? These flies. The flies are back. Oh God, with warmer weather. Oh, I really need to clean my window too, guys, but oh, look at these nasty flies. Oh my gosh. Can't have everything, I suppose. But then by like moving everybody around like this, it allows me to free up those stalls and to clean them out and freshen them up for the next wave that comes in about a week's time. I think the 8 days. And then today I'm actually giving my last 5 to 6 CDT shots for my girls that are 30 days away. And then I have a very, very long break until like June. And in June I only have like 2 does going. I have a whole issue going on with Aurora didn't take, and it looks like Barracuda didn't take, and then I noticed Barracuda has very, very small teats, and it's making me think that she might actually be like a hermaphrodite or a free martin, and I'm going to blood test her for it. So if I can get through the next 30 days, I'll be sitting golden, and we'll be getting ready for show season at that point. So it's really exciting. We're at that point where I'm about to get super stressed because I'm busy, but I really thrive off of being really busy. Type A personality, idle hands are not my friend, y'all.
Today is day 151 of gestation for Boo Boo Kachu, or Beautiful Life. And today, she's got no ligaments.
A lot of you already know that when goats lose ligaments here on the channel, it means that they're getting pretty close to having those babies. And let me tell you, Boo has been dragging her sweet feet. It is Thursday right now, and she was due last Friday. The normal gestation for Nigerians can be anywhere from like 145 days, give or take 5 days and some change in either direction. So she's been keeping me very aware, but she has no ligaments this morning. She's quiet. Usually when she starts finishing her food in the morning and she's in the kidding stall, because when they're not in the kidding stalls, they're out in the field, out through those doors with the rest of the herd. And today she's not crying, which for me shows she doesn't want out of here. She feels safe and content in here. And she has no ligaments. I didn't look at her udder, but did you wolf down your food or did you leave some? No, you wolfed it down. But she does look a little bit bigger this morning and a little bit more dropped. So I'm guessing that by this afternoon, hopefully, I say this, that we will have new babies on the ground from Boo. So far, oh, I haven't updated this yet to go with Miss Magpie's birth, which you guys saw. She did a great job. I didn't catch either birth really on film, but we were technically there either through the blink camera watching, just not recording, or I was in there helping to reposition the little one, the little girl, and just forgot to hit the record button because I just got a little focused on what I was doing. So, bucks, 8 does. I know I've got these 3 little dotted lines here that you guys kind of probably can't see from there. Technically, I've had 5 does, but out of Haley's litter, none of them survived. She had 3 does, none of them survived. It was very odd. So I have 2 surviving does from her other litters. So we put 1 here. So we're sitting at roughly 8 bucks, 6 does, but only 3 of those does are surviving. So out of the 11 kids that we have right now, 8 have testicles, and you all know how I feel about that. Okay, against my better judgment, I let Boo out this morning because she just seemed like she wanted to get out and move. And I'm like, I could kind of feel her ligaments, but they were kind of gone. So now I keep trying to put eyes on her, and every time I look out here, I can't find her. So she's making me make trips to the barn to locate her so that I can make sure she's not sneaking off to have little bitty babies. But I've also got to bottle feed the babies from the last week or so. So let's go see if Boo's having babies on me, and I'll go ahead and feed while I'm out here. So I brought Boo back in because I found her in the other side of the barn while everybody was out eating. And if you guys look very carefully, you can see the awe signature kickstand stage of labor. So I'm thinking Boo's going to be pushing here probably in the next hour or so, which means I better mind my P's and Q's and keep a good eye on her, or I'm going to miss it, because she did this kind of to me last year. She was a little bit sneaky. I think I came in like right at the very end of her pushing kids out. So I'm going to try to stay close, but she's starting to get a little vocal. So I'm just going to try to hang out and listen for her and just kind of be around. I'm sure I can find plenty of things out here in the barn to do. There's plenty of sweeping that needs done and some stalls that need to start to be cleared. So I'll probably focus on that and try to be around for her. And then before we know it, at 6 o'clock, we'll be bringing in does that need to be milked out for the evening. What's going on back there? You picked a pretty day, Boo. It's all right there. All you gotta do is push now. And you're doing good. You're doing good. There's nothing yet. You're the one pushing. You're the one pushing. You're the one. I'm not. I'm just holding it here for you. Just push. We're just holding it. As it comes on along. You're okay. Oh, this is a big. I know, Mom. Okay. We're gonna keep pushing. I'm just there we go. This is a big kid, Mama. Big kid. Okay. Look at this big monster. Look at that monster. Blue eyes already. I could tell. Oh my gosh. Look at that little baby. This is it. There's nothing back there. This is it. Oh my God. Big old buckskin. I bet you're a buck. You are a buck. I knew it. You're too big not to be a big old buck. Look at that big buck. Look at that big boy you've got. Look at that big boy. Golly. I bet you're a 4 or 5 pound kid. You're huge. You're a huge baby. And I totally missed getting you out on this thing here to make it easy cleanup for Mama. Here we go. Here we go, Mom. Good job. Good job, Mama Llama. Good job, Mama Llama. You did good. There you go. Big buck kid so far for Boo. I'm hoping for Pink. Oh. Got a little extra parts there, but you're so big, I'm not surprised. Let's see. Better not be done, Mama. Because I'm not. You're so big and you gave your mom quite the exertion. You gave her quite the exertion. Look at that baby. Oh my. You're not done, are you? You're pretty big. I'm assuming you got at least one more in there. Oh. Why are you getting up? I really think she might be done, and I am crushed. I needed to do with you. These are killing me. Okay. I'm almost positive. I'm gonna just bump her super fast, and I'm gonna rebed her down so that Django doesn't come in here and bother her. Because she is so sunken in. I bet she is done. Okay. I'm just lifting up to make sure there's nothing hard in there. Oh, that's it. She's giving me a singleton bug. Ah! Well, that was fast and easy and kind of anticlimactic. That is a huge kid. And when I saw the size, I was a little worried. I think this might be the only one. And I'm pretty sure I'm right. I just bounced her and I don't feel anything. God bless these does with these huge singleton bucks. Okay, while we're here, guys, the dreaded count. As of this morning, we are a set of testicles richer. I'm telling you what. $9. You guys saw it here first, $9 and 3 live does. So out of 12, 75% have testicles. That's okay. It's okay. He's healthy. Mom did a great job. And first sweat to break while working outside and in kidding season. So kind of excited about that. Getting ready to go ahead and bottle feed these kids again for the second time today, which means we're getting ready to milk. So I will let Miss Boo Boo Kachoo have her time with her monster singleton buckling, who is sweet as can be. She's a good mom. She was a good mom last year and she loves him. And it is like, guys, it's hot enough for me to sweat. So it's like in the 70s right now. She probably doesn't really even need that heat lamp, but I'm gonna leave it there. I might actually drop it down for him, like maybe like that much. And then I'm gonna get ready to, oh, hi guys. You guys can't see the darkness in here. We're probably getting ready to bottle feed all of these guys. Again, I am so happy for a healthy birth, but I am so bummed for these testicles, man. They're killing me. This is a huge kid, guys. The more he stands up and unfolds, the more I just cannot believe how big he is. I just can't believe how big he is.
Face plant. At least it's warm.
Yeah.
Don't really.
I don't have to worry too much about him being cold, that's for sure.
Yeah. And they can lick their babies dry.
Mm-hmm. He's huge. I cannot dude, seriously, I bet if I got Crow from Magpie's Kidding and put it next to him, she would be like almost able to fit underneath this kid. Like, it's insane how big he is. Well, I forgot to show the whole milking part. So these guys are getting pretty empty, but these girls are big improvements on their dams when it comes to udders. Like, these guys are pretty much empty. Like, the attachments, like the height of the udder, the medial suspensory ligaments that are starting to show, and that will get more pronounced as we get older and further into lactation. But this is tiramisu. You can tell she's not all that pleased. Magpie wasn't pleased until I was done, and now she's happy to be munching away on her food. And Yuri is already back there chomping food right there. So I'm getting ready to take some of these kids back to be with mom so that I can kind of control who goes in, because this is going to be Magpie's first night in with the rest of them. It's going to be her first night in what I call the big pen for the babies. This is a big nursery where they graduate from being in these little stalls to being out here. And then usually, like, I run them in here for a few days so that they get used to being able to find mom. And it gives them a chance to strengthen up their legs so that they're fast enough when I open up those doors to get away from maybe grumpier goats that just aren't all that much in love with babies. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab Yuri's babies and put them in. Then I'm gonna go grab Magpie, put Magpie in, and put her babies in, so there's not a lot of confusion. I can bring them in pretty much directly to their mothers. All right, so this is Magpie's first time having these babies out here with everybody else. So you can, there's her little girl who's figuring out that there's a big wide space. She's not really all that interested in nursing from mom just yet. She's still unfolding. And you've got Yuri's boys, and you've got Tiramisu with her little monster. So this portion of milking is nice. I still have 2 other does to milk. I still have to feed the big pen, and Hawthorne evaded my capture tactics when I went to go grab him. His sister was not as good, but they've started to learn, like if they take off into the field, I almost can't get them. They realize I'm starting to use corners to work them, which is a sign of maturity, because even my big goats will sometimes realize I'm trying to use corners to work them where I want them. And that's fine, but sometimes it's very irritating when they catch on to my antics. I'm gonna go into stealth mode here because I can see Hawthorne. Hold on. Successful mission. He was no match for my sneak attack this time. Where are ya? You're no match. You're no match. All right, so he's gonna go in with the babies to be overnighted. So not overnighted like ship them away, but overnighted like they're just gonna chill out in this stall so I can milk their moms in the mornings. Because they're old enough, they're little chunks. Hawthorne's a little chunk. And thankfully nobody's making me pull my hair out yet with bottle training. This group has actually been a lot better than my prior groups. I just think it's probably because I'm a little more on top of things. Oh gosh, you can tell I've been out working out in the barn. Flyaway hairs, sweat. Whew. Boy, you guys are getting a picture of beauty today. Could you not sleep like that? It scares me.